Hello again, this is Justin demoing Hypercanvas, the web browser. So I took a bit of a break from this for about like a month and a half maybe, and I've come back to it in the new year with a renewed sense of motivation. So, demo, basically just been doing a UI refresh. So now each little block has this. It's kind of just like a regular, window in your desktop. It's like very window inspired, and it has the little bars you can grab on, and it kind of works as you expect. It can URL, title, etc. Um, I think before I was trying to go way too like experimental or like kind of like the design wasn't based off of existing metaphors that we had as users of web browsers. I'm trying to find older. It's been a while. Yeah, I think like before it used to look like this, where it was like each
It's a demo of Hypercanvas.
each website had basically no visible frame to it, or it only had a frame if you like highlighted it, hovered over it. And I was like too inspired. Like I guess I went too in the deep end of like, the Edward Tufte like only show the data you need type vibes. Um, so yeah, now I think I really like the current title bar thing. It's a little transparent, so you can kind of like see underneath it and has relevant metadata you need. Also added these little toolbar things that contain like things like deleting a block or like going back, forward, whatever. You can also grab onto them to move your block around. Um, yeah, that's basically the main progress I made so far. Um, so yeah, more grounded in existing UI metaphors that we have. That's the main change. Moving forward, there are a couple of things I want to do. Um, I want to figure out this scaling issue that I described here. So basically, so scaling, yeah. Uh, I'm just gonna summarize what this says. Basically, like scaling is difficult in Hypercanvas because each website is set to this initial scale that assumes it's on a regular web browser where it takes up basically the entire screen. But the Hypercanvas involves taking up or having many of these on a screen. So it's a lot narrower. So you have less screen real estate. Therefore, you have to scale the website up. But if you scale the website up, then you're able to see less. So it's basically a design issue there. Um, but I think potential forward solution is what I described here is basically remove the canvas zoom feature. So this is like how I zoom in and out. It's kind of like pinching on your trackpad. I think canvas zoom is not actually needed for a lot of these spatial canvas applications, even though it's kind of like the default feature you add to them. Um, and the reason for that is because when you zoom, you kind of you lose the uh, like viewability of the website. Like it's very small, and I can't really see the text. So if you have a consistent uh, zoom at all times, it will all blocks will be consistently the same size. So for example, if I zoom out here and then I create another block and then I like scale this block up so I can read it more, then this is like a completely different scale from this, and they can't coexist on the same zoom level anymore, uh, with like a reasonable like readability, you know. So that's my main like thought on that. In addition, when I have a lot of uh, websites on the screen, it causes performance issues when you zoom in and out because translate scaling is much more GPU intensive than just translation. Uh, and yeah, I think to get that going, I want to like uh, basically create a mini map type thing where you can still have spatial orientation on your canvas. Mini maps pretty standard thing in video games. Yeah. Um, I don't know if that's always the right way to do it. Maybe like retain like a small amount of zoom. Maybe not too much. I do like the feeling of zooming is pretty cool. So I do like that. Maybe like a small amount of zoom. Um, but like not enough to impair readability by resulting in blocks of vastly different scales. Um, yeah. What else did I add? I added like also just a context menu thing. I need to scale this correctly, but yeah, context menu to do things like creating new blocks, and you can do stuff that way. Um, so yeah, just really focusing on less on like these experimental features and more on like base usability things. Like I think um, this project is very similar to the existing how we use browsers in the existing way with like you can technically have like different you know windows open and you can like this is kind of like a spatial canvas already, but the problem with this is like you only have this small viewport. You don't have anything that extends beyond it, and because of that, you you can only have like two things open at a time, basically. This the only change is like you have more space, so you can move around. That's the only change. So I'm trying to like ground it in that, and you have like small things where blocks can be interconnected. So like this arrow connection, and also this like preview thing that I made before. Where you can like preview what a link will do before making it real. So like small things like that. I don't want to like branch out and do super fancy things just yet until I get like these core usability things as I mentioned done. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm happy that I have a renewed sense of motivation in this project. I stopped for a while and I was working on different things, and I was also just doing live admin stuff. So, yep, that's it. Goodbye.